Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see how one can pull out away here in the third.
Kobe having just a fantastic game. 19 points, and 4 of his points have come at the foul line. He's made the most of those opportunities.
Which can't be undervalued, Clark. So many times a game can come down to which team wins the free throw battle.
So for Oklahoma City right now, and outside at the 3 with Ibaka playing the power forward. Russell Westbrook out there with Jackson, and it's Adams in at the 5 down low. And Kobe Bryant gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
A moment here now to see the numbers for Russell Westbrook. Last 10 games for him have been excellent. He's putting up about 24 points a game, 10 assists, and 6 rebounds. And it's the kind of run we've seen from him so many times in the past.
But no matter how many times we do see him have a stretch like this, Steve, it still leaves us shaking our heads in amazement and admiration.
On the wing, Bryant. And the shot falls short this time. Russell Westbrook returning last season from a torn meniscus suffered in the first round, Steve, of the 2013 playoffs.
Yeah, and you know, the injury ended up requiring 3 different surgeries over an 8-month span, so a real scare for the Thunder. Fortunately, he came back and looked fantastic in the playoffs, and so there's less concern now over Westbrook's long-term health.
And Oladipo kicks to Bryant. That is good. Bryant's got 21.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break gave him a second win. He looks fresh.
And Westbrook is a player not only known for his explosiveness, but also his durability. He hadn't missed a game due to injury ever, dating back to high school. But a freak accident in that collision with Patrick Beverley really took it out of his hands in terms of his consecutive games played streak.
Boy, great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, it sure was. He made a beeline for the bucket as soon as they got the ball. Right away, straight to the rim.
Ibaka sets the pick for Westbrook. Screen by Ibaka. Off the screen. Count it, and the Laker lead has been cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Westbrook.
And for Westbrook, the prognosis from his meniscus repair is supposed to be good. He certainly looked explosive. Here's hoping that knee remains healthy. You'd love to see a great player at his best.
Noel with it. Ibaka on him. They get a hand on it. Tries to keep it alive. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
6 seconds.
Kobe, that's for 2. And that one hits back iron.
He got the shot he wanted off that pick, just couldn't get it to fall.
But, Steve, they'll take that play all day long, 10 times out of 10. That was good action.
You know, they haven't been able to open up a big lead, but the rebounds are starting to add up for them. They may be able to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, they've been doing the dirty work inside, Steve, playing a very tough brand of basketball.
You have to wonder, as we've seen Paul George go from good to great and then from great to fantastic the last couple of seasons, what's his ceiling? I mean, with his size and skill set, there's very little that he can't do on the floor.
Well, Clark, for Paul George, it's incredible to think that he was taken as late as he was in the draft, but as you said earlier, his ceiling is through the roof, and he's right up there with LeBron and KD as the best threes in the game.
Yeah, I agree with you there, man. Really nice to watch his development because he's made progress each year. It'll take an incredible amount of hard work for him to surpass either of those two in the grand scheme of things, but I wouldn't doubt anything when it comes to Paul George's ceiling. It's just going to be a matter of his commitment to the work and staying focused on realizing his tremendous God-given ability.
As soon as the double team came, he immediately looked to find the open man.
Screen by Ibaka. Ibaka with a screen on Oladipo. Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook, and it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Oladipo dishes to Noel, and it's a defensive 3-second violation. Russell Westbrook, maybe the most athletic and explosive point guard ever to play in the NBA. As some people would say, what about you?
Well, you know, it's hard to say ever, but Russell Westbrook clearly plays with the kind of ferocity that I've not seen at the point guard position. The only guy that comes to mind is probably Derrick Rose prior to his injury. I think Westbrook's aggression, powering through contact, probably gives him the edge. I mean, he plays almost angry. A lot of talking. I mean, it's something to behold. I've not quite seen the guy at the point guard spot bring that kind of athleticism and speed and tenacity to the position.
Well, I like how you mentioned Rose, because I would agree, and that's a great way to kind of figure out where he is when Rose is healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
The pre-injured Rose was...
He was right in that same category.
You got it. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Gentlemen, Kevin Durant, the reigning league MVP, and his coach can't say enough about him. Scott Brooks said, whatever you say nice, you can print it out, and I'll just say I said it, because it's true. He's as coachable as any player I've ever been around in this league, as a player and as a coach. Guys, Durant is simply a coach's dream.
He sets the tone with his work ethic and dedication to his teammates, Doris. Thanks. Jackson feeds it to Durant. At the elbow, Westbrook. Paul George with the steal. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
Lamb is checked in for Durant. Here's Westbrook. An easy layup after coming off the pit. Westbrook's got 13.
And Russell Westbrook, maybe the most explosive first step in the league. He doesn't just get an angle on his defender. He leaves them completely behind with a free run to launch all those shots around the rim.
Bryant passes to Oladipo. He kicks to George. Shot clock at 5. On the wing, Bryant. Here's McGee outside for George. We had a nice open look right there. George has got 8 here in the quarter. And here's Jackson. 8 points for him.
Well, Westbrook, once he blows by that first defender, he is absolutely fearless attacking the help defense. High-flying power dunks, finishes with both hands. He's a bad, bad man.
Shots good by Ibaka. The Lakers in the lead. Los Angeles calls timeout. And during the timeout, both coaches get the chance here to review the strategy at this point of the game, along with the discussions. Also some rehydration going on with Gatorade. Everyone trying to bring their top game here tonight.
Yeah, that's why you see the trainers going around to every player, making sure they're hydrated, they're getting enough to drink during the game. It's so important to hydrate yourself, keep yourself strong and ready to play for these big minutes down the stretch.
And the Lakers with some changes. Embiid, he's checked in for Noel. Johnson comes in for George. And it's Marshall in for Oladipo. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Over the last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Scott Brooks said to his team. The strategy included running the offense through Russell Westbrook. Coach asked him directly to take the reins of their offense. He wants him to have a huge impact at that end of the floor for the rest of this game. He wants them to also play at a very up-tempo pace, push the ball up the court as quickly as possible. That was his message. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. Misses the slam off the fast break. The Lakers have gone 4 down from the floor so far in the third. You know, Steve, a lot of teams look at this Thunder franchise as a model, of how to go about building a team that can compete for a title through the NBA draft.
Well, it's a good model to follow, but you need some luck, Kevin. I mean, Kevin Durant fell into their lap. If they don't get the second pick in the lottery, and if Greg Oden doesn't go first to Portland, none of this happens. So, yeah, great planning, and they've had a terrific effort to put all this together, but it really comes back to getting Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook.
And again, Oklahoma. Oklahoma City with the triple.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off. And
Bryant kicks to Marshall. He feeds it to McGee, and he goes in for the dunk.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
Well, that's how you send it. Two hands and hammer it down.
You know, going back to touch again on the Thunder, really you couldn't have asked for a better scenario for a small market team to put together a roster like this. I mean, your core pieces, your cornerstone pieces, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka, are all relatively young in their careers and seem to enjoy playing for each other, so they're going to be good for a long time.
Perkins with a screen on Kobe. Lamb with the ball. Here's Westbrook. Sinks that one from the post. Westbrook's got 21.
Well, they did have to deal with some small market repercussions, though. The Thunder, I'm talking about. They couldn't afford to pay James Harden. They had to make that trade. I think they've dealt with it really well. They've added some nice pieces, and the Thunder obviously still one of the elite teams in the NBA.
And Clark, a great competitive game so far.
Yeah, tit for tat. I mean, back and forth, plenty of lead changes, and excellent play.
These two teams, guys, look so evenly matched to me. I think this could go right down to the wire.
The Lakers trail. Now, here's Marshall. Right now averaging 5 points a game. Johnson outside. Now, here's Marshall. He's covered closely. 4 on the clock. That doesn't go either for Bryant.
Great defense there. You really have to challenge him at that range.
Lamb dishes to Perkins. Oklahoma City moving it around. Here's Ibaka, but he recovers it. Here's Morrow. He's guarded by Johnson. Morrow, no good. Lakers have gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far, just above 50%. Quick shot there, and it's off target. Oklahoma City has gone 6 of 12 from outside, a very nice 50% mark, shooting the three ball well. We've got 1:08 left to play in the third. Bryant drives in.
If you just look at the numbers, you are not seeing the real impact of Kendrick Perkins. I mean, he is just this mountain at the rim as a protector of the paint. And it really makes it hard for opponents to get easy shots because of his presence.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Embiid. And then for Oklahoma City, Collison comes in for Serge Ibaka. And Durant subbed in for Lamb. And Kobe drops them both. 1:02 left here in the third quarter. Down low, here's Morrow. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
And how did he get that to go?
Even after the whistle, I like the awareness, the alertness, and the presence of mind to finish the play.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for Los Angeles. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Thunder.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And I'll tell you, the other thing that's been a factor is the transition game. They're scoring a lot of points on the fast break.
They're locked in from the charity stripe this half. Not a miss yet.
And they're going to have to continue that pace, Clark, because they're down. And anytime you're losing, you got to take advantage of every offensive opportunity you have. Kyle O'Quinn in his third season out of Norfolk State, 6'10", but with a 7'5" wingspan and the strength to hold his own at the pivot. He has shown some promise for a player taken in the second round.
No good from Perkins.
Now you can see why the defense is willing to let him take that shot. That's really not his range.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. And now a fast break for the Thunder. Durant just inside the line. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play. This is his second trip to the line in this one.
And you know, last game, guys, he shot very well from the stripe. Made a nice contribution there.
Yeah, he sure did. Turned in a really nice performance.
Yeah, guys, I mean, he's been a very steady hand for them when it comes to his free throw shooting.
And again, no good by the Lakers. And here comes Westbrook. Passes it to Jackson. Nice D by Kobe. And a great